Here is a master 12-inch fan, high velocity floor fan. And despite allegedly being the professional's choice since 1953, I've never really heard of this brand before. It allegedly can move up to exactly 1,500 CFM. It's a 5.4 foot power cord with the plug, which is kind of an abysmal length, but at least it includes the plug. Triangle head, nope, tilt angle head for directional airflow control. Made in China. Ooh, China. I don't usually buy modern fans because they're typically a waste of money. But I know Lamont has one of these and he likes it. And then John got one recently as well. And he said that they've started to use ball bearings in these fans, which was what intrigued me enough to buy it. And it's inexpensive too. It costs less than $40, which there's not much you can buy in terms of small appliances that's decent today for less than $40. Even the stinking Lasco 3733 I think is up to $27 or something crazy. So who knows, maybe this will be good. I've been told it's good, so let's take a look. I tend to think anything with ball bearings should last a while, because if you look at all the modern fan failures that we see and that I see, it seems like the bearings is the main failure. The bearings lock up, or the bearings rattle, or they get loud, and those are all cheesy sleeve bearings that come from the factory without enough lubrication. Now, of course, the ball bearings could very well have the same problem, but at least the ball bearings can be replaced. You know, it's not often that you see motors burning out or whatever. It's almost always the bearings. Now, I will say that it's not very heavy, and compared to the Air Queen or the TPI, those two are much heavier than this. Well, let's see what we got here. Of course, there's plastic film, and pretty much no packaging protection. Here is the high velocity fan user's manual and operating instructions. See if there's anything funny in here. It's got assembly instructions, but it looks to me like it's fully assembled already. Well, this is for multiple different model numbers. Nothing too interesting in there. Okay, so let's take a look at this fan. I like the black and yellow color scheme. The blades are yellow and the guard is black. And I remember many years ago there was a Frank's, which was like a garden store, and the Frank's had a huge drum fan, which to me was just gigantic because I was very young at the time, and it was black with the yellow blades. I always thought it was pretty cool. It is a riveted blade set, although I don't know, something doesn't sound too good there. Oh, you know what the problem is? Huh. The blade is not connected to the shafts properly. Don't you love it when you have to repair things that are new in the box? Ain't that something? Well, it's got these clips, so I guess we'll get to see how easy it is to service. And it's got a stupid screw down there, which to me almost voids the value of having the clips. And of course it's a garbage screw. Normally I wouldn't use pliers on a nut, but I'm just gonna throw this thing out anyway, so I don't care. There's no reason for this. This is just to try to stop somebody from cleaning it, that's all. Which is bad. I'm not putting this back on. So yeah, there you go. That's your problem. Stinking blade is not screwed on tight to the shaft. Now if I hold the shaft, it does turn inside the blade. So this would be a return if this was purchased by somebody who's not mechanical. Now it's not really a big deal because we can just tighten it up and the problem goes away. But well, I've turned this at least a whole revolution and it's still tightening. Wow, this is very, very loose. Alright, so it is ball bearing for sure. And the clock on the blades is pretty decent. I don't know if I messed it up at all while I was just playing with it. I guess we'll find out. Don't matter too much in this case because the ball bearings can take a lot of vibration abuse. It's with the sleeve bearings that you got to be worried about the vibration from an out of balance blade. These clips, while I would take them over screws, do not operate very nicely at all. In fact, I really don't like them. See, it just caused, they're so hard to maneuver that it actually caused this to go on and become misaligned. Well, needless to say, I'm not having a good experience with this fan so far. Hopefully things will change when I turn it on, but as of now I'm not too thrilled. Alright, so now that we've fixed the new product, the professional's choice was broken. I don't know what kind of professional would choose something that's broken. 3-speed control, 0.42 amps, 50 watts. That's pretty efficient. Definitely is ball bearing. The motor itself, there's not a lot of copper in there, that's for sure. It's a pretty small motor. But I mean, it looks like it's well made. You know, it's got the twine around the windings and everything. So it's, plus it's ball bearings. It's not a bad quality motor, I don't think. John showed me some pictures of the inside and it looked decent. It actually looked like it had a resetting thermal switch in there, although I can't quite see where the switch is now. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see if it's going to redeem itself. It's got the cord wrap on the back. There's no need to unwind that one, just plug it in the way it is. Switch it to off, it's already off. Alright, ready to begin. So we're going to be testing this at 119.6 the volts. lower this down here. Alright. The blade pitch actually is pretty decent. It's not bad at all. It starts on low. And it is horrifically out of balance. It's like air clean level or worse. Now, I might have knocked it slightly out of clock when I was bending it back, but it's only slightly out. That would not cause that much shake. I don't think I bent it that much even. Look at that. That's horrible. Abysmal. Alright, that's 0.3 amps. It's quiet, I'll give it that much, and the airflow is pretty decent. Actually, for the air being moved right now, is very quiet. I like that much. Let's go to medium. Well, I'll check the power first. 0.3 amps, 33.4 watts with a power factor of 0.92. Medium. Now it's vibrating so bad it's actually jumping up and down from the table. This is worse than the air queen. At least the air queen is heavy enough that it don't shake like this all off the table. This is unusable. Good grief, the balance is awful. That is stinking abysmal. .33 amps, 37.9 watts with a power factor of 0.93. Well, if it wasn't for that vibration noise, it would still be fairly quiet, and the airflow is decent. It's not the most powerful thing out there, but it's okay. I think the TPI, in terms of power, blows this thing out of the water. I think the Air Queen does as well. But for a 12-inch, it's okay. Hi. Okay, now we're getting some airflow. That's 0.4 amps, 48.3 watts with a power factor of 0.99. And it's still horrifically out of balance, but it's running so fast or at a certain speed that it's just kind of not shaking anymore as bad, but I can still feel it's horribly out of balance. This is still not as strong as the TPI, but this is pretty powerful. Yeah, I can feel a strong breeze all the way across the room. This is not bad. The airflow on this is pretty good on high. But the noise level too. This is very quiet. This is quieter than the TPI. It's moving less air, but not tons less. Well, I don't know, the balance is just unacceptable. I don't know if you're able to see this on the camera because the camera's image stabilization will try to take it out, but the shaking is just unbelievable. Look at that trash. I think think a medium is the worst. That's right, it's shaking so bad it's moving the box. I'm going to put the camera on the tripod so that you don't think I'm making this stuff up here. It's on the tripod now. Yeah, the image stabilization has taken out most of the shaking. Look at that thing shake. Now this is pathetic. This is Air Queen. This is worse than the Air Queen, I think. At least the Air Queen, it has a heavy steel blade, so if anything's even just slightly out of balance, once it spins up, it gets amplified from the centrifugal force. This blade is not that heavy. Wow. Huh. Ain't that something? Let me see if I can try to get the clock corrected a hair. Oh, gosh, I can't even get these things open. My hand is jacked up, but still, these are way too tight. The whole point of these is to make it easy to service. Yeah, it scratched up the paint just taking off because it's so stuck. It scratches right off. It's a stupid thing. Jeez. Let's see here. I really don't think that I messed up the clock that much when I was typing all that. I really doubt it, but let me just see right quick if I can. This blade got bent back a little bit. Wow, these blades are pretty flimsy. Alright, so now it's pretty much, it's in pretty much perfect clock now. Didn't make it any better. That mug is shaking so much, it's bouncing up and down off the table. I actually think I made it worse. Wow. You can see it's pretty much in clock now. It's no longer out. That's almost perfect. Look at it shake. Wow. Well, I don't like it. Between the blade being loose and the blade just being horrifically out of balance, it's not expensive, no, but the quality control is garbage. Not good. I think I might even send this back, it's so bad. What a stinking disappointment. Those two people really worked this thing up, but it really failed to deliver.